Hello, my name is May Ali, and you're watching Parkinson's Champ Live on PUW TV. Every month, we highlight a walker or team as they share their unique journey with Parkinson's. We hope that listening to other walkers will remind you that you are not alone, and there is an entire community supporting you in your fight against PD. Our Parkinson's Champs represent a cross-section of the Unity Walk. Some are new to the walk. Others have participated over the years. Some are living with Parkinson's disease, and others walk in honor or memory of a friend or loved one. What they share is an appreciation of the sense of community that is created when thousands of people gather, all committed to the same goal of finding new therapies and hopefully one day a cure for Parkinson's disease.
I was diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's disease in 1998 at the age of 37. At that time, I had lost the fine motor skills in my left hand, and my left arm no longer swung when I walked. I also had slowness and rigidity, but no tremor. I was devastated. The first thing I pictured in my mind was my home health patient when I was in nursing school about 20 years earlier. I had chosen an elderly man with Parkinson's. He was for the most part paralyzed by the disease, bedridden and unable to speak. He could no longer care for himself. PD had stolen his life from him. I'll never forget how difficult it was to tell him my rotation would be coming to an end soon. We both cried. I can picture him, the tears running down his cheeks. This was my only frame of reference I had at the time for what my life would be like in the future. Needless to say, I was terrified. Many thoughts rang through my mind. I had a young family that needed me. My husband and I had an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. I was scared about what the future held for us. I asked myself questions like, will my husband stay married to me? Will I be an embarrassment to my children? Will I be able to care for myself, let alone my family? Fortunately, a lot of research has taken place since I was in nursing school. Although carbidopa-levodopa or Sinemet is still the gold standard, a number of other drugs and treatments have been developed that can be used in conjunction with the Sinemet to alleviate the debilitating symptoms of the disease. Without these, I was like the Tin Man in the Wizard of Oz. The Sinemet, Eldopil, and Mirapex were my oil can, and for about 4 hours after taking my meds, I'd be fluid in my movements and not as slow. But as the medications would wear off, I would become stiffer and slower until I would eventually come to a stop. Gradually, the disease progressed from my left side to the right. As predicted, I started having dyskinesias, intermittent dose failures, and unpredictable off times. The dyskinesias became as debilitating as the disease itself. So between 2007 and 2008, I began to look at other treatment options. It looked like deep brain stimulation, or DBS for short, was the most promising option. I started making plans to have surgery in August of 2009. Unfortunately, the surgeon wasn't the right one for me, so I didn't go through with it. I started looking for another neurosurgeon and was fortunate to find out that Philip Starr and his wonderful team at UCSF. And on October 7, 2010, as part of a clinical trial, I had interventional MRI DBS surgery done bilaterally. Interventional MRI surgery is performed with the patient in an MRI machine under anesthesia using real-time images and not in an operating room while the patient's awake. The surgery was and continues to be a success. It's been 4.5 years, and although the disease continues to progress, I'm still doing much better than I would without DBS. DBS gave me back my life. In 2003, I heard about the Unity Walk in New York, and I decided it was time to be an active participant in the effort to find a cure for this disease. I decided it was time to let everybody know about what I was facing. I realized that the more people who know about Parkinson's, the more likely a cure will be found. People were so kind and concerned about me and wanted to be as supportive as they could. I felt truly blessed and a lot less stressed. We attended the Unity Walk for the first time in April 2004, and have attended every year since, rain or shine, warm or cold, with the exception of 1 year when we still raised money as a team. What an incredible thing to experience, to see thousands of people coming together in support of finding a cure for Parkinson's disease. The first year I stood listening to the speakers before the walk began, and tears were streaming down my face as I realized I was one among thousands who suffer with this disease, and my family was one among thousands who have a family member with the disease. We were not alone, and together we can make a difference. As of the 2015 walk, Team Nashville has raised more than $204,000 for Parkinson's disease research thanks to the generosity of my wonderful friends and family, as well as businesses in the Nashville, Tennessee community. Here are a few words of advice I would like to share purely from personal experience. Exercise is essential to staying as mobile as possible. I recommend walking and bicycling. Find a neurologist that specializes in movement disorders and who has a team that works well together, and that includes you in the communication process. Participate in clinical trials, because the only way to find a cure with the money we raise is to participate in the trials and prove the medication or surgery works. If you are diagnosed with PD, don't hide it. There are thousands of us at the Unity Walk ready and willing to offer support and resources. Lastly, I still believe a cure will be found in our lifetime, and I too, like Michael J. Fox, would like to be able to dance at my children's wedding, and I feel certain we will.
Everyone who walks with us in Central Park has a unique story to tell. We all have been touched by this disease in one way or another, and this journey has motivated us to take action. Sharing information and resources, supporting one another, and coming together in unity at the walk reminds each one of us that we are not alone in this fight. I'm May Ali for PUW-TV. Thanks for joining us today for this episode of Parkinson's Champ Live. And please be sure to tune in next month for another inspirational story that demonstrates what it means to be a true Parkinson's champ. This episode of Parkinson's Champ Live was made possible by the generous contributions of Accorda Therapeutics. Their mission is to develop therapies that restore function and improve the lives of people with neurological disorders. You can find out more about Accorda Therapeutics at accorda.com. Thank you.